Chukwuobi Mozojanja Iegu Mozojuyani Raya Noyanike Nadike Tukwasi Chukwuobi.
Biafrans, Tukwasi Chukwuobi, good morning to you anywhere you are watching this video. If it is your first time of coming across this wonderful platform, Linda's TV show, you are highly welcome. If you like the kind of content we create here, kindly subscribe, put on your notification bell to all notification. This will enable you to know when we upload a new video. Here we react to all forms of videos. We inform, educate, sanitize the members of the public about what is happening in the globe. And I seize this opportunity to appreciate YouTube. You guys are so wonderful for creating and managing this platform that we are using to disseminate information to the members of the public. And at the same time, I put a disclaimer here in Linda's TV show. We do not promote misleading information, hate speech, violence, or trying to instigate war. I do not like those things, so I can never promote them in this platform. A call for self-determination is never a call for war. Please take note.
An information that perhaps not correct. But after he had spoken to the GOC, he had also sympathized with the Nigerian military, only to be inundated with further calls that his home in Kiagbodo, where the Park University resides, has been invaded, where virtually every houses within the neighborhood were broken, and people held hostage as though they were the real suspects or criminals around. And then it simply ends with an apology. The simple question is, who is not aware that Pa Clark's house is resident in Kiagbodo? Who can tell Nigerians truly that they are not aware that they were just passing by and just ran into Pa Clark's home and then treated the old man and the people who are his staff and then his family members with this level of disdain or treatment on account of an incident that every Nigerian is in solidarity with the military? Let me say this. It is becoming quite clear to us that there's more to this Okwama incident. I would not be surprised when many job people will be targeted and their homes perhaps razed down on account of looking for people who had a role in that incident. Pa Clark is perhaps just one out of several that perhaps are on the line of being targeted. Otherwise, if the GOC had spoken to him earlier and I apologize to the elder statesman that it was a misinformation that perhaps led them to raid a home, which they only later discovered that was his family home. Now, going further to his community, which is a distance from Ugili, to conduct such an operation, it calls for concern.
So, Jonathan, what more do
So this is the development, okay? And you will only hear when the home of, in quotes, important people is invaded. But before they go to Pa Edwin Clark's house, they've been to hundreds of other houses, communities, right? Where people's lives have been turned upside down. Apart from homes being invaded, people being shot and their bodies being taken, people have been subjected in these communities now, right? They have been subjected to a sort of a dehumanization Do you understand what that means? Like, you are not in military rule, but the military is declaring civilians from communities under attack. They are declaring them wanted. And until they are satisfied that, yes, we are now satisfied, everyone is going to be subjected to this level of criminal dehumanization. Here is another person here who are now kind of like, it's becoming like, okay, yeah, it's like they are targeting us. Like something they are after. And we know this is not about just the killed soldier. We want them to go after the real killers if they know them. But why subject communities into this kind of terrorism, this sort of terror, if it is not deliberate? And it's Nigeria, sure you get the Jaws, the Eurobos. As much as, they're like what they call the wrangling siblings from time immemorial, because I was reading about them the other day, and they said that the Jaws and the Eurobos, it'd be like, say, they don't feel wait to just kill themselves at any time, any given opportunity. But if external comes in between them to try to say, okay, hey, you, Joy, you are wrong, Yorubo, you are wrong, or this one, you are wrong, right? The two of them will join hand together, face you. You will come be like, I thought you were fighting. So right now, before this whole thing escalated to this, Okoloba, we're told, is Ijo. Okwama is Yorubo. I don't know if I mixed them up, by the way, but, right? So the Ijo is, the Okoloba people are said to they are encroaching on the lands of the Yorubos. They want to take them. Okay? But right now, that the Nigerian army is now killing them, both Ijo, Yorubo, Shekirio, everyone in that axis is collecting this state-sponsored terror now from the Nigerian army. Or maybe let's say they don't unite. True. Here is another person from that.
Okay, before I answer that, let me just give you a bit of a background that I think is important for this discussion. I was born at Otuabage, where the first oil well was drilled, the one that was found in 1956. And then I lived at the Pioneer Refinery quarters at Aliseleme. I attended a primary school that was so close to the refinery jetty in the 70s. I live at Ekpetama Kingdom, where the biggest or most expensive or most valuable onshore facility that belongs to Shell is located. And then I'm a member of 38th regular cause, and then the traditional ruler. And then the author of the riddle of the oil thief. What had just happened is what is called oil-induced violence, and I think the press is not emphasizing that. The Niger Delta communities and kingdoms are oil fields that belong to private hands all this while. And from 1967, I will say, those oil fields, which means our kingdoms and communities, have been killing fields. And so this is not the first time it's been happening. It happened during the Civil War, and after the Civil War, it happened in Odi, happened in Ogoni, happened in Omuchem, and so on and so forth. And I can tell you pockets of this type of killings have happened several times over without consequences. Will any normal human being, for instance, take a gun and point at his own soldiers, national heroes, and shoot them to death? Something is wrong. And that thing has to be unraveled, because I'm more concerned about getting to the bottom and then also preventing this type of thing from recurring. It's very important to do that. I believe strongly, because from the people I know, the Chief of Defense Staff is personally known to me, a well-trained, an excellent officer. The Chief of Army Staff is well known to me, excellent officers. I believe that they will do everything properly to ensure that everyone is brought to book. However, no matter how it goes, Nigeria has to ensure that everybody concerned is brought to justice. Anything short of that means that we are just going to be postponing the doomsday. Because like I said before, this is not the first time. And then if we don't get to the bottom and resolve the major issues behind it, then we will have this type of thing recurring maybe in the next week or in the next month. You must understand that, like I said before, it is an oil-induced violence. So it has to do with oil and gas, because that whole area may either belong to one OML 43 or 45 or something, because my kingdom is OML 28 and it spans most of Bayelsa State as well as River State. So our kingdoms are essentially oil fields that belong to people. Now, those places, we've brought in well over $3 trillion in the last couple of decades. If you go to these communities, do they look like habitations for human beings? Do they look like places where human beings live? Are those persons who have gotten so, I don't know, whether disillusioned or so uninformed as to take up arms to shoot military people, normal human beings? Are they supposed to be out there just roaming like normal human beings? If you are considering them normal, I have a big question mark to put there. That is very important. The communities are in squalor. They look like squalors. And so the people may not have gotten what is ordinarily supposed for them to have to relate with people properly. Do they even know that soldiers, for instance, are there for them? So all these are fundamental. Is there sufficient naira and kobo flowing in those communities, in those areas? Are the people seeing themselves as Nigerians, for instance? Do they know that they are citizens and so have rights as citizens? These are fundamental. But I believe strongly that no normal human being should shield anybody that is a suspect. After all, it is the military's duty to investigate, as far as I'm concerned, and get to the bottom of this, because otherwise there will be a recurrence, and you never can say how worse it could get in the very near future.
Okay, you know something, right? Let me make it easier for you. What is so hard for that guy to really say? It seems to be one of the Amanayan Ambo, Abiamanayan, and Amayam, Abiamanayan. I don't know if I pronounce that right. You know, when they dress like that, it's like king. Okay. So he's practically saying that, number one, if you look at all this particular community and the communities in those, I mean, that area, can you in true sense of it say these communities have the capacity to raise a gun and turn it on their soldiers and kill them? Well, that answer may be dodgy. Rather than say, well, they don't have the capacity. Well, you may say, well, I don't know. That is one. The second part is that, again, have you been to those communities, really? The communities that have sort of coughed out or earned Nigeria trillions of dollars in the last few decades. Have you been to those communities and see if those communities are actually like habitable for human beings? So the point, have you been there? Like if you have been to those communities, you probably will conclude that, yeah, these people look like human beings living here, but this can't be human beings. There is no way any human can survive here. No way. And any human that survives in this area, in this place, they can't be ordinary human anymore. So you get that kind of feeling that you be like a man. People live here. They say, yeah, people live here. Are you serious? Like people, human beings. They say, yeah, they live here. We have king. Yeah, we have markets. See, we have everything there. So what? So what he's practically saying is that if the Nigerian army genuinely want to be honest and sincere and they know these areas, they will not turn their guns just on everyone or everyone there. They will rather do their investigation well and go after the real killers. If the killers are among the civilians there. Did you see that community next to the water? That is Okwama. At least you saw that, Abi. If you are watching on YouTube, you can just throw the video back by 2 minutes. Yeah, just 2 minutes. You will see that place. You see where all those people walked out, yeah? That's Okwama. And that is not a recent video too. Here is another one. Still talking about the people declared wanted. And what people from the area really have to say and how they see it. Mind you, GCN. I do not know the full meaning of GCN, okay? But that sounds like some classy, title there. But thank you from Canada. Bless you.
Peace mission there was a kind of misunderstanding between two communities, Okoloba and Okwama. Okoloba being an Ijaw community, and then Okwama being an Orobo community. But it is not so much about the ethnic division. These communities are intertwined. They are so integrated in so many ways. In tradition, in marriages, in so many ways, they are integrated. And if there is any kind of dispute, it's something that can be handled. But this time, maybe the level was a bit above the ordinary. And the story is that the Delta State government actually went into it. The Delta State government was on top of it. Meetings were called, calls were signed, and everything was okay. Then the next we had was that military officers and men went to the place on a peace mission. Who invited them for that peace mission has not been clearly stated. Was it the leadership of the community? Was it the political leadership, that is the leadership of the local government? The two communities spread between two local governments, Bumadi local government and Ughelli South local government. Are we talking of the leadership of the local government that invited them for that peace mission? Are we talking of the community leaders that invited them for that peace mission? All of that has not been established.
But what can we establish? That those who say this was not about land dispute.
No.
That this was maybe about illegal oil bunkering. And some of the tussle between these communities about a whole lot of stuff relating to oil. Is that true?
It's very true. It's very true. Nothing so grave happens in the Niger Delta without oil underlining it. That has been said before. And that has also been confirmed by the Chief of Army Staff. When we are fishing for other facts, is what I don't understand. Let's keep that narrative. What will happen is that whoever is accessory in any way to the killing, if investigation brings that person out, fine. Nobody is going to query that. Nobody is going to raise issues.
But Mr. Obodo, what are the facts on the ground as the community knows it now? What are the facts? Because the community seems to have their own fact, and what they do know is against the fact that those who believe that if there are conflict between two communities, Okoloba on one hand, Okwama on one hand, there are those who think in that community that why is the pressure on Okwama community? What exactly was the reason why the Okwama people believe that there was too much of pressure and there was a side taking against them?
Yes, because what we hear and what everybody says is that the youth of Okwama community killed the soldiers. And the Okwama community, they are not even in the stead. As we talk today, the community does not exist.
What do you mean?
In time and space. Of course, the military has taken over the community. We don't even know where the people are. Nobody reaches the leaders. They have all gone underground. And so they are not even able to present their own story. They have not said anything. What we are running with is a single narrative as told by the army, the military authority.
Is it true that the youths, rampaging youths of the community killed the soldiers?
That is the issue for determination. And that is why the president set up an investigation team. And no investigation has been done. That has not been established. And so to come to that conclusion is just judicial.
But there are some key elements, some key personalities,
yes,
who are so-called the big boys, which you know some of the facts that have been thrown around the conversation and narrative within the Yoruba community and the Ijaw community about these personalities, some of them who have been in government before, and some of them who are deeply involved in oil refining and illegal bunkering and all what have you. And these are some of the facts that could help the nation to be able to know where exactly we are headed. What can you tell us? What exactly are the grievances or the conflict? What was the bottom line of the conflict?
So if all of this is known to the authorities, why are they not just doing that?
Can you tell us? That's why you are here.
Yes.
To let us know what The facts that are not out there, what we do not know. That's why you're here.
What we do not know, the facts that are not out, is that it is not true that those gallant officers would have been taken out by just community boys. There's so much to it. And the story is that they were not just only killed, their bodies were mutilated. And so there was some kind of anger, some kind of an attempt to just pull out something, to get even with some grievance. And so it's deeper than community. I said in one forum that community, as we know it, is just a rural community, does not have the capacity to deliver that level of tragedy. And when the president said this thing was going to be investigated, we were all happy. But the military is pushing against every other view and maintaining that persons from
Did you get that now? So the narrative out there is what the military told the press. Every other view, every other evidence, or sort of open ups and all that, they don't want to hear it. The youth of the community, they killed colonel, they killed major generals, and they killed soldiers, 17 of them, and they butchered them, and they buried them. Have you seen Okwama community? There is no way you will see that community and not ask that question again, like how? How did they do it? How? So if you ask any question, if you try to kind of get other people's voices sort of heard, boom, the Nigerian army may declare you wanted. Because most of these people on this list, right, they were those who make statements. They were contrary to peace meeting that the Nigerian army and the Nigerian media were telling everybody, all these people, they've done nothing. Oh, these people are not killers. Oh, these are people from either the community or other communities who have spoken out on the activities and the illegalities of the Nigerian military in that axis. But guess what? They have printed all their names as wanted people. And they didn't only say that, they said photographs of wanted person in connection to the killing of 17 Nigerian army personnel at Okwama community in Ughelli South local government area of Delta State on the 14th of March, 2024. Meanwhile, the killings that started, that you are hearing about today, right? The killings that started in Okwama started from the 11th. From the 11th. They have been killing them since 11th. All right? So then they reported that, they killed soldiers on the 14th. They didn't do any autopsy. There is no postmortem or anything to describe how did those soldiers died? Okay, so were they kidnapped? Were they tortured? Were they stabbed to death? Were they shot? All of this now, they've buried them. They've buried evidence. And they want all of us, okay, to believe everything they say to us. If you therefore say something otherwise, and for some reason what you say should go viral on social media, the Nigerian army will declare you wanted. They will say you are among those who have something to do with the killing of their colleagues. So to those of you who are looking for make military come take over, make military to come take over, I hope you are going to be, you would have to review what you are wishing for. You might be very careful for what you wish for, I tell you. So, and then our hearts and love goes to the victims of this military terrorism in that axis, and to the families of the slain soldiers. It's unfortunate, you will never know who killed your family members. You will never know the corrupt institution they are working for that could plot their death because of the of the evil business, bunkering that they are doing in the Niger Delta region. And you have heard them. Any fight will happen for Niger Delta is oil-induced. The people of Niger Delta, you see, you see the people of Niger Delta, all people who live in there, the Yorubas, the Jaws, the Shekiris, and the rest of them like that, So the owners of Nigeria, they are just quarters. Listen to me very well, you Niger Deltans watching me right now. To the owners of Nigeria, you are just squatters. You are squatting on their oil field. If they have their way, they can actually wipe all of you out of that place, because like our oil, your oil will be say you know own, except if you have to go and steal them. Now, some of your children, to survive, they have to steal your oil in Niger Delta. You know that if the owners of Nigeria, from Sokoto to Lagos, from Oshogbo to Agodi, now, from Kano to where again, to the entire caliphate, the owners of the oil, they are not from Niger Delta. And that is why you may know yourselves by name, because they are your ancestral land, Abi. We are Yoruba. Oh, we are Ijo people. We are Ijo. Our fathers own this land. And our kiniko. You better stop deceiving yourselves. As Nigeria is concerned, you are just squatters on those land. You know that, or you don't. And you are just number. Your land that you call kingdoms, they are just numbers in their book. OPL 45, OPL 13, OPL 144, OPL 290. You know, they hear OPL, OPL, operating, we see you they call that thing again, oil platform. I became a man paying an OPL. I don't know, I don't care, but it's actually about oil rig, clothing pay, oil rigs. So they will tell you, say, some of them, they know where OPL 145 day. But if you ask them, what is the name of the community of the OPL? We don't know them, but we just know that OPL 145 is in Calabar. OPL 120 is Atlantic Ocean. OPL 24, that one is somewhere next to Delta. What about the people who did there? We don't know them. They are just quarters. That's why nobody will care. That's why they never felt like they should let you have a taste of your own supposed their wealth. Because you are just quarters. If they have their way, they can move all of you away from that place. The people of Bayelsa, sorry, no vex so. Because I know say some small thing they make some of you vex for top this social media. Bayelsa is a small country. If they won't move everybody where the Bayelsa come out, where they call construct oil block, enter the entire Bayelsa, Yenagua, everywhere, where they move everybody out, I don't think they will need more than maybe 50 or 60 buses to move the entire population of Bayelsa out of Bayelsa. I'm joking. I'm just saying, like, you know, literally. So, our heart goes to you. And we hope that you are all going to see beyond your fear. The one that is a Nigeria imposed fear that except you are part of this Nigeria, you will be nothing. Can you believe that? Yeah, that's what they said. Said that if you leave Nigeria, some people are coming for your oil. And since they are coming for your oil, it's better you stay in Nigeria. And you are there now. Look at it. Our heart goes to you. For those who have survived this so far, make Let God still help you now. But for those of you who are not from that part for now, okay, let's move to the other part, which is the northern Nigeria. Baba, I want to release the 300 and in fact, they don't release over 500 either ISWAP terrorists or those that they claim are the link with Boko Haram. Yesterday, I was telling you that last night, was I not? That was when we were trying to understand this Kaduna kidnapping, the scripts. You know, we have been digging. So we're trying to understand how the script they go. If it's going to be a suspense or if it's going to be a blockbuster. So we've been following the script and it's been as watery as anything. And that was why in using our tentacles like that, trying to pick what sniff around and get to see the truth behind the whole charade. Some of us have done the discover. I mean, don't the suspects say, you see those 230 people that Nigerian army said they will release because they now discovered that these guys have nothing. Certainly, surprisingly, they now discover that they don't have any link. They do not have any link with the Boko Haram. After they said the generous terrorists who demanded for 1 billion naira to free the kidnapped school children, 287 of them. So they changed their mind and they just what's that one? 150 missing children disappeared. They now call them to come and take 137 of them for free. So we're suspecting that, you see those ones that were released from Kuje like that, right? By the Nigerian army. They might actually be prisoner swap. I didn't know that another court is telling them to release over 300 arrested ISWAP fighters. ISWAP fighters. They're going to release all of them to the public and everybody would have to go and do like that and do like that as you are going out every day. You do like that and you pray you know. Because every day the danger continues to increase. And talking about Kaduna, that Sonny guy, Sonny the clown, seems to have adopted the children feed as well. I'll show you. Because
we have an SSG who's a medical and a deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So you have and for those that want to be lawyers, Male Supermusic here is one of the most successful lawyers in Nigeria. He's a brilliant lawyer. Yesterday, the parents came here, met the children, spent time with them. Everyone was happy. But of course, I would like to give a lot of credit to the children who, since they were handed over to Kaduna State government, they've been very, very cooperative. They were patient with us. They also understand the situation they found themselves in. Some of them came back, we realized that their situation was really extremely very serious in terms of their mental and psychological situation. That was the reason why we decided to engage the services of psychologists, and they went through a lot of medical doctors, nurses, and they were given adequate psychosocial counseling and therapy. I'm happy today that all the children here are extremely happy and in high spirit. When we met 2 days ago, they told me they don't want to go back home, they want to stay with me for the next 2 weeks, but I told them it's not possible. And so I told them they have to go home. They said they will stay until the day before Salah before they go back home. Is that not what he said? You wanted to also go and they go? Say I will go Salah a day before Salah. But I told them I cannot let them stay here because their parents want to be with them. And of course, I believe everyone at home is missing them. When the parents came yesterday, they were all happy. Some of them were crying, meeting their parents for the first time after almost 16 or 17 days. They will go back home today by the grace of God. But what I will say here is that all the 137, like I promised them, they will be my children by the grace of God. And I've already directed Obasanjo Foundation. My foundation has been in existence for the past 60 years. And our focus is on education and healthcare. So I'm not using commercial government money, but I will use Obasanjo Foundation to look after their education, and I will try as much as possible to support them. They are very resilient, and some of them here want to be medical doctors, some want to be lawyers, some want to be accountants, and few of them want to be soldiers. So in fact, one of them, the lady here who 4 days ago said she wants to be a soldier, even the GOC Home Mechanized Division, General Sarason already adopted her and he wants to be her mentor. So we thank General Sarason for being her mentor and he wants to guide her. SSG, who is a medical doctor and the deputy governor, have already volunteered also to guide those that want to be medical doctors. So those that want to be medical doctors are very little here because we have an SSG who is a medical and the deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So you have medical. And for those that want to be lawyers, Malay Super Muslim here. Because we have an SSG who is a medical and a deputy governor here is also a medical doctor. So you have medical. And for those that want to be lawyers, Malay Super Muslim here is one of the most successful lawyers in Nigeria. He's a brilliant lawyer. He's also going to guide you by the grace of God. So you don't have any. For those that want to be police, you know, we have CP here, very active. The DSS is also very active. So all of us, collectively, will guide you by the grace of God. And of course, I've already directed that a lot of renovation and rehabilitation is going on in the community, as well as the schools, and even the entire community. Because for me, the community is one of the most peaceful community in Kaduna State. Even when the incident happened, when I met the families, I told them clearly that they should have faith in government, they should believe in our government, by the grace of God will do everything to ensure that our children will come back safely. Today, the children are back, all of them. We only lost one of the teachers who is a very, very good man, May Mala Abubakar. Because all the children have really missed him. We missed him. Mala Abubakar was a very, very good man. And he guided the children. He's one of the most active teachers in the school. We lost him. So may his gentle sorrows and peace. We are going to miss him, and the children are missing him also. This is Isa. Isa is the son of Malam Abubakar who died in captivity. That's the head teacher of Kuriga School, and that is the reason why the Muslim government have decided to support the family, and all the children of Malam Abubakar will be given scholarship by the Muslim government to finish their school. We are also supporting the family with $10 million because of what they went through. So that is the son. You can see him. His father died in his presence because the father died because of some medical complications. That was why he lost his life. May his soul in peace.
So when they begin to, or should we say when they stop using their children in their evil and devilish political power play, maybe we can begin to see them as humans. But for everybody who knows the entire agenda behind this whole thing, using children in this manner could only be that of people who are like inherently evil, and that's who they are. So they've released more terrorists, and their courts are releasing more terrorists even without trial. Somebody said, "Oh, this country, people are not serious in this country, man. Like, what the hell? Releasing terrorists and then not after proper court trial or investigations that finally sort of clear them that they have no connection with the terrorist." Well, you went on, collected 1 billion naira, plus almost 600 freed terrorists or terror sympathizers. Man, the terrorists in Nigeria, they hit gold in Nigeria, honestly speaking. And that is only because those who are in there, who are supposed to actually stop this act of terror, are those who are benefiting from it. And at the end of the day, on the lighter, sort of on the good side, he said they are sponsoring, the children are now his children, so he's adopting them and he's going to see to their education. Says something about some of them having sort of a mental problem, after coming back from that trauma. So they were going to get, proper medical help for them. Okay. And then the boy that they claim his father died in the custody, he died in his presence and all that. So he has been adopted too. But it is all politics, all talks and all that. Okay. While the rest of them, after when the camera is off, all right, you are going to see them elsewhere doing what the northern criminal politicians always love them to do, begging. That means after the whole drama, the people that will cash out have cashed out. Those that will cash out billions or millions or hundreds of it, they've done so, and they are plotting for the next one. But what do they do with all of that money? You know Daniel Amokachi? Yeah, Amokachi from Kaduna. The former Nigerian Super Eagles footballer. He made a video of those who queued in front of his house for what is believed the Ramadan Zakat time, where people go on to beg. The needy, they'll go to the house of those who house and beg for alms during Ramadan or, Zakat alms giving. He made a 3 minutes video in front of his house, a 4 minutes video. I'll show you. All those people who are actually like looting Nigeria from northern Nigeria.
Hello, my wonderful people. As you have finished watching this interesting video, please, I want to see your comment, your contribution, your opinion in the comment section. Like I said earlier, let us do it constructively. Tell me what you think about this video that you have just watched, and also about the platform. If you haven't subscribed, what are you waiting for? Please remember to subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, and remain blessed.